that with Manny or coordinate with Manny or not, Fabian? Oh, okay. They know, okay. Manny. Do you want to let Manny know so he can be aware? Yeah, handle that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Testing, testing. Mayor, may we call the meeting to order? Good afternoon and welcome to the City Commission of the City of Brownsville. Pursuant to Chapter 551, Title 5 of the Texas Government Code, that the Texas Open Meetings Notice is hereby given that the City Commission of the City of Brownsville, in accordance with Article 5, Section 12 of the Charter of said city, will convene at a regular meeting at 5 p.m. on May 5th, 2026, here in the City Commission chambers on the second floor of Brownsville City Hall, Old Federal Building, located at 1001 East Elizabeth Street, Brownsville, Cameron County, Texas, 78520. We will proceed with the roll call, starting with Mayor John Cowan Jr.,
Present.
Commissioner Tino Villarreal,
Present.
Commissioner Narendra Galonsky, Commissioner Brian Martinez,
Present.
Commissioner Linda Macias,
Here.
Commissioner Gustavo De Leon, and Commissioner Pedro Cardenas. We do have a quorum to proceed. We will have the invocation that will be led by Carlos Navarro, and following, we will have the Pledge of Allegiance to the flags of the United States of America and the state of Texas.
Mayor, Commissioners, ladies and gentlemen, let's bow our heads in prayer, please. Father in heaven, come to you today and so happy to see my city booming, growing, prospering. There's been so many prayers being made before for so many years, and I'm so sure that you heard our prayers, but this is the time that you're answering our prayers. It is so nice to see happy faces, lovely people, people that we love, and people that we care. And I'm so happy to see that our city is doing so well. And it's because everything what happens outside these walls, it's because the decisions from the mayor and the commissioners working together with wisdom and harmony. That's the result of what we're seeing with what's happening around the city. So I pray today for a blessing upon each one of us here today. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
Next, we have the proclamations. We received a request to start with item 2 of the proclamation, which is to recognize Blanca E. Perez as the 2026 Small Business Person of the Year.
Today, I have the great honor of recognizing a special and amazing community member. If I can please have her and her family that will be joining her to receive. Ms. Perez and your family can join you. Yes. Yes, they can come up here. This is a proclamation of the City Commission of Brownsville, Texas, recognizing Blanca E. Perez as a 2026 Small Business Person of the Year. Whereas the City of Brownsville recognizes that the strengths of our community is built upon the dedication, innovation, and heart of its local entrepreneurs. And whereas Blanca E. Perez, owner of Amor Eterno Provider Services, has demonstrated extraordinary leadership and an unwavering commitment to providing high-quality home care and support to the residents of the Rio Grande Valley. And whereas Blanca E. Perez has been officially named the 2026 SBA Small Business Person of the Year, a prestigious national distinction that honors her excellence in business, growth, resilience, and community contribution. And whereas her success serves as an inspiration to all aspiring entrepreneurs in Brownsville, providing that with passion and perseverance, small businesses can achieve greatness on a national stage. Now, therefore, we, The members of the City Commission of the City of Brownsville, Texas, by virtue of the authority vested by said city, do hereby recognize and honor Blanca E. Perez, owner of Amor Eterno Provider Services, for her exemplary leadership, her dedication to straightening the well-being of the Rio Grande Valley, and her distinguished achievement as a 2026 SBA Small Business Person of the Year, done on this, the 5th day in May 2026. And Ms. Perez, if you would like to share some words, you're more than welcome to.
Good evening, everyone. Excuse me. Good evening, Mayor Cowan and commissioners. First and above all, I give glory to God and honor to God. I truly believe that every blessing, every open door, every opportunity to serve comes from above. I want to sincerely thank Mayor Cowan and the commissioners, and of course the city of Brownsville, for this beautiful proclamation, for this moment, and for recognizing the work of Amor Eterno Provider Services. I accept this proclamation with a very humble and grateful heart, not for me alone, but for my entire Amor Eterno team. I accept it on behalf of our administrative team that is present here, and most importantly, on behalf of the families, the seniors, the special needs children, our amazing veterans, and individuals we are blessed to serve every day. At Amor Eterno, we believe this work is more than a business. It is a calling. For me, it is my ministry. Our mission is simple: to help our clients with compassion and keeping them at home and well taken care of. I want to thank Oliver for believing in me and standing beside me, and helping carry the vision forward with faith and strength. I also want to thank Viola. Viola, could you stand? I want to thank Viola, excuse me, for her leadership, her dedication, and for everything she does with daily operations at our agency. At Amor Eterno, we are here to serve, and that is our mission, and we are so proud to serve our community. Thank you again, City of Brownsville, for this honor. We receive it with gratitude and a renewed commitment to continue serving our community with love. God bless you, and God bless the City of Brownsville. Thank you so much.
The next proclamation is to recognize Adam Pena.
And Adam and his family, please step forward. So it is my honor to read this proclamation of the City of Commissioner of Brownsville, Texas, recognizing Adam Pena. Whereas Adam Pena has reached the pinnacle of competitive martial arts, having been crowned a gold champion in jiu-jitsu 15 times, representing our community with honor and discipline. He has competed in the most prestigious jiu-jitsu tournaments, including the North American Grappling Association, Jiu-Jitsu World League, and the International Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Federation, earning gold in all of them. And whereas he achieved the title of Most Valuable Player in football for the East All-Star Game and has earned MVP honors for the past 2 consecutive years. And whereas he embodies the spirit of a true student athlete and has also been named Most Valuable Player of the Texas Sports Basketball League. And whereas he has demonstrated a strong commitment to academic excellence, maintaining an outstanding scholastic record. He is known as a great competitor, generously teaches his peers, and is widely recognized for his exceptional sportsmanship. Now, therefore, we, the members of the City Commission of the City of Brownsville, Texas, by virtue of the authority vested by the charter of said city, do hereby recognize Adam Pena for his dedication, outstanding achievements, and continued positive impact on the community of Brownsville, done on this, the 5th day of May, 2026. Signed, the mayor and school. You're welcome to say a few words if you want.
Thank you, Mayor Cowan, for everything. This is my dream to get awarded by you. And my dream was to win every single time. And I've been winning World League medals since I was like 3 or 4. And since I was a little kid, I always wanted to train jiu-jitsu and win. And it was all because of God and my dad.
The next proclamation is recognizing Valley Regional Medical Center for being a 2026 100 and Top Hospitals Program winner.
Thank you, Myra. It's an honor to recognize Valley Regional Medical Center today. This is a proclamation of the City Commission of Brownsville, Texas, recognizing Valley Regional Medical Center for its selection to the 2026 Modern Healthcare 100 Top Hospitals list. Whereas Valley Regional Medical Center, part of the HCA Healthcare, has been named to be 2026 Modern Healthcare 100 Top Hospitals listed powered by Premier, an honor recognizing superior performance in clinical outcomes, operational efficiency, patient experience, and financial stewardship. And whereas this distinction is based on an objective evaluation of 2,540 short-term acute care non-federal U.S. hospitals nationwide using publicly available federal data sources underscoring the hospital's consistent excellence. And whereas Valley Regional Medical Center additionally earned the prestigious Everest Award, honoring benchmark performance and long-term improvement. And whereas the hospital's continued achievements, including national recognition for patient safety, stroke care, and cardiac care, reflect its commitment to the health and well-being of the Brownsville community. And whereas for 50 years, Valley Regional Medical Center has provided comprehensive and essential medical service to the residents of the Rio Grande Valley. Now, therefore, we, the members of the City Commission of the City of Brownsville, Texas, by the virtue of the authority vested by the Charter of said city, do hereby recognize Valley Regional Medical Center for its outstanding national achievement and commend its clinicians, staff, and leadership for their dedication to exceptional patient care and a recognition of its placement on the 2026 Modern Healthcare 100 Top Hospitals list and its continued service to the residents of our community. Done on this 5th day of May, 2026, signed by the Mayor and City Commission.
That's good. That's all. No. Come on. Go on, stand next to me. Supporting. Yeah, support.
I'm here.
Thank you so much. On behalf of Valley Regional Medical Center staff, our Board of Trustees, Dr. Eric Panzer, which is our Board Chair, thank you for being here. Thank you so much. Our Board of Trustees, we have several here around behind me. Dr. Escamilla, which is our MEC Medical Executive Committee Chief of Staff. Thank you for being here. Appreciate it. This means a lot to us. It really is a milestone for us. We've got HCA, of course, is the largest healthcare organization in the world. We've got over close to 200 hospitals throughout the nation and the UK. And this is a big milestone. 25 hospitals of HCA were able to achieve this milestone. And so, we take a lot of pride in our quality and our service and our outcomes. And this is just a reflection of how well we do for our patients in our community. I want to say thank you to our mayor, Mayor Cowan. Thank you for allowing us to be here tonight, the commissioners. Thank you again for this. Most importantly, this is a big deal for the hospital and for the city, right? It's a big milestone. It's our commitment to the city to deliver top-rated, world-class care, right? And so as the city continues to grow, You've got our commitment that we're going to be bringing the best doctors, the best technology to our hospital, right? So looking forward to our future, and thank you for the partnership. I appreciate it. Thank you.
Next we have is the public comment period. All registered speakers have acknowledged that the city's public comment conduct rules as displayed on the screen and have agreed to comply while addressing the city commission. As a reminder for the speakers that all comments shall be made to the mayor and the city commission as a whole and not to an individual commission member or staffs. Speakers are allowed to speak up to 3 minutes, and the time will start after you state your name and your address for the record. Currently, we have 4 registered speakers to speak. We will start with Sean Ayers. Seeing no speakers, we will move to Yolanda Spees. Please state your name and your address for the record.
Yolanda Spees. When I was much younger, I was told that I was not much to look at, and looking at pictures of when I was younger, those claims were false. The thing is, people in our area, and clearly everywhere pretty much, try to make you think you are worth less than what you really are so they can get you on the cheap rather than what you were worth. If we were really, that's sort of how I see Brownsville. For some reason, we're told that Brownsville is not much to look at, but honestly, I think that the only reason no one sees it for what it is because of small, petty minds. They are only thinking about what they can get out of it rather than thinking about what can come for the city in the long run. The commission is so busy trying to hold on to power and control that the city is not growing as it should because they are thinking selfishly short rather than selflessly long. Thing is, I keep hearing about how Brownsville is one of the poorest cities in the country, yet we see some very expensive cars on the road. You have how many car dealerships in the area, and we have how many bars that exclusively sell top shelf liquor, and those places are always packed? If this was one of the poorest cities in the country, these things should not be the case. I guess what I'm trying to get at is that even though something seems as it is not much to look at, maybe we need to get our eyes checked, our minds checked, and pull our heads out of the sand. A public servant serves the public. They aren't serving themselves, their friends, their families, or their booty calls. Something has to change, and it isn't going to change with people who hire politiqueros and politiqueras and get people to vote for them because they know the candidate or know the candidate's name, but they're never going to get anything back. I guess what I'm asking is, what are you bringing to the table? Like a lot of those people who depreciate a person's worth just to get something out of them. Running for public office means you are going to serve. It's not about what you are going to get out of it. For those of you deciding to run for re-election, don't. Please don't. People are starting to see what you are about, and you seem like that young boy that wants to get laid so bad and expects to provide nothing in return for the girl giving everything. So when election time rolls around, give someone else a chance to make things right in the city and maybe allow less corruption to exist, because otherwise that's unacceptable, and you just need to do the right thing for the entire city and not just your clica.
Ma'am, please state your address for the record. It wasn't stated.
315 West Adams.
Thank you. Next speaker, Diablo Velez. Please state your name and your address for the record, and the time will start after.
I'm going to talk about Lady Candace Tangora report. My name is Diablo Velez, 1254 Tyler Street. Lady Candace Tangora, if I pronounce it right, she came here to brief the commission on the state of culture, historical preservation, and art on the city of Brownsville. She mentioned that even though the museum is being closed for 2 years, some activities is still going on. And I said to myself, it is only to entertain daycare children, just to waste on money. Then she said that the items at the museum are of public domain. What that means is that they cannot be sold. But that's a lie, because it's not a secret that when museums needs money, they sell their collections. Outside, after the briefing, I asked Lady Tangora about the items being exhibited. And she says textiles and pottery. So I said to myself, if I go to Mexico to an artisanal market, I can have my own museum. Then she proposed the construction, quote, quote, of a regional museum. And I said to myself, Lady Tangora, are you kidding me? If a local museum did not work, how a regional museum is going to work with the same items? It makes no sense. Then she criticized the city for neglecting the art community. And I said to myself, Lady Tangora, the city is not only neglecting the art community, they are neglecting the whole town. Just look at Elizabeth Street. For an example of neglecting, look at the Neo House. That's an example. Then she proposed to operate an art incubator. And I said to myself, Lady Tangora, you are dancing backwards. To operate an art incubator, you need a system. You need a support system. You need art galleries, art studios, supplies for art. And because you're going to make art, you need an art dealer. Then she proposed the armory. To tell you the truth, to you, I don't know the armory. But if it is a random building, you need to replace the roof. You need to clean it up with asbestos from mold. You need a ventilator because latex, acrylic painting, they are toxic. You need a new plumbing system. You need an electrical system. And because you also need a financial. The amount of money that you're going to use in this incubator is about the same amount of money that you're going to use to move the Neo House, which I propose just to tear it down because
you.
they are lying to you. The termites eat the whole shit.
That concludes your time. Thank you. The last speaker, Corey Snodgrass. Do not see Ms. Snodgrass. We will move on to the city manager updates, which is recognizing the Municipal Clerks Week.
Mayor and Commission, thank you. Before we get into talking about Municipal Clerk Weeks, I want to recognize our own City Secretary, Ms. Myra Rios. She has been included in the Municipal Clerk's Honor Roll, and she is just finding out about this, I understand. So surprise. This is a recognition program that was established in 2001. By general code to honor the unsung heroes who keep our communities running. And they definitely do keep the trains running on time and our meetings. So thank you, thank you, thank you, Myra. Now you may discuss the rest of Municipal Clerks Week.
Yes, thank you for the surprise. I am honored to serve as your city secretary, and thank you, Mayor and the city commissioners, as well as the city manager staff for supporting and recognizing really the vital work that we play with the city. I do want to take time to thank the great staff that help me lead the city and keep things going. So thank you for everything you all do every day and showing up and being here. So we do have some activities. Our theme for the 2026 is blooming through service. So we are going to have some activities at the office, at the City Plaza, for the community to come and learn and engage about our operations and about, what we do, to assist not only with transparency, but as far as public trust and, as well as under vitals. So this week, we will have some activities on, at our facility from 9 a.m. to 10 a.m. So come out and meet, as well as a meet and greet on Thursday. To meet with the team, here's some photos. So again, thank you for the recognition and the surprise. I'm honored to serve you all. Thank you. And next, we'll have the Mental Health Awareness Month.
This is a proclamation sponsored by Commissioners Martinez and Macias.
Thank you, Alan. As you all know, this month we recognize Mental Health Awareness Month, and we have an awesome team who has continued to grow the initiatives here in the city. It's important that we talk about this, that we're comfortable knowing that we have resources out there. I wanted to give you all some time today to share some of those wonderful things with the public, but I want to also share with everybody that this is something that's very near and dear to my heart, and I'm really glad that the team continues to do this year after year.
Good afternoon, Mayor and City Commission. It is a pleasure to be here. My name is Miranda Robalcaba, Talent Development Coordinator here at the City of Brownsville. And we would love to show you some of the initiatives that we have for the Mental Health Awareness Month. Of course, always by thinking in our people first, prioritizing our people and making sure that they are doing well and about their well-being as well. So with the next slide, please. So one of the reasons as of why we are doing this, like I was mentioning, we want to make sure that we're putting our people first. But besides that, it's also, we want to remove the stigma on mental health, right? As you know, as we communicate and talk more about the importance of mental health, and as here at the City of Brownsville, in behalf of the ODNHR Department and the Department of Health, Wellness, and Animal Services, that we are able to provide these tools and that we are able to provide these resources for our employees. We want to make sure that they are not only feeling at their best, but that they are also performing at their best and that they are feeling good in the department and the organization that they are working with. So something that is very important is that we want to make sure that we are able to strengthen our culture by showing care, by showing support, and showing trust to one another as well. And at the City of Brownsville, taking care of our people is not just a moment in time. It is something that we carry every day as part of our mental health month. And also, as you can see over here in this picture, we have pictures of the mental health walk that we had last year. Then we have also for the second annual mental health walk that we have this year, we had around 10% more on attendance rate. I think that overall the employees had a blast during the mental health walk, and they were kind of like truly enjoying the walk as they were having this as a second time. And of course, I want to thank Commissioner Martinez for attending our walk as well, for setting up the tone about mental health, right? And reinforcing the importance of this by making sure that we are able to spread positivity to one another. We don't really know the stage, right? Or the personal problems that our employees may have. We know that sometimes some of our jobs, we truly love them, but they have some sort of a stress involved and they are very demanding as well. So that's why it's important to provide these tools. So as you're able to see over here, we are very excited about the mental health events that we're gonna be having. We already had our first mental health walk. We're gonna have our last mental health walk on May 29th at the event center. And also, the Brownsville PD is gonna have their mental health walk as well on May the 28th. And with that, we're also gonna have several lunch and learns with the benefits and our servers that we have in partnership with, so that way the employees can go and get some education behind that. And we're also adding a sound therapy session for the employees, something a little bit different, so that way they can also enjoy it as well. So last but not least, as a recap, just wanted to mention and reinforce the resources that we have, the mental health resources that we have for our employees. We have Support Link, that is pretty much a counseling service, a legal counseling and financial service that the employees can get 24/7, which is pretty great as well. And we also have MD Live. The good thing about MD Live is that it has no copay, so the employees can attend, go to MD Live either through a virtual or in-person session. They can do it through a video call. They can do it through a phone call. So it's pretty useful, and they can use it for a psychologist or to getting a psychiatrist as well. So that's pretty awesome, and we have that also in as part of the services. And last but not least, we also have All Well on Target, which is our wellness program. Pretty much this wellness program, as you are seeing educational videos and as you are working out, you are able to accumulate points of this. You can connect it with your Fitbit or with your Apple Watch, and you're able to redeem it for gift cards. So these are kind of like part of the services that we have for City of Brownsville employees. Thank you. And I'll pass it to our Department of Health, Wellness, and Animal Services. Appreciate it.
Honorable Mayor, Commissioners, good evening. Mental health in our community is really important. We know that overall, the well-being of our neighborhoods, staying connecting, checking in with one another, and reducing the stigma will strengthen the community. Because of that, we can support each other and checking in. So this is really a presentation for the community. Checking in with friends, neighbors, and family, creating safe spaces and conversations about stress, grief, and emotional challenges are key in encouraging others to seek help. Reminding ourselves that it's okay to check in on each other, and building connections and reducing the isolation are key in having the conversations about mental health in our community. In addition, there's a lot of local resources, and this is one of the FAQs that most often comes up. Where can I find assistance, or where do I go? So we wanted to share with the team and what the Public Health Department is building with the different community members out there. We've got already resources that are available for the community, and we continue to build that every year so that not only the city of Brownsville, but at the regional level, we're bringing more resources through, most recently, we're working through the NAMI South Texas chapter. And heading into that because as part of Mental Health Month, we're having several events highlighting the awareness that comes with it. There is a walk in Edinburgh this year. We're hoping that that walk becomes a regional walk that's not in the same city every year, but that will make its way to different valley cities as we have a tough conversation about what mental health is. And in this case, Mental Health Month raises awareness. So with that, I really think we need to acknowledge all the practitioners behind us, the Department of Organizational Development and the Department also of Health. If y'all can stand, I really think we should acknowledge all the city employees that are here, because as we observe this, it's also to get familiar with the faces of our staff that are working out there to make wellness, not only for our cities, a positive emotional support, a thing in our city, but also for our employees and our community at large. Thank you.
Before we get into item 3, we'd like to call Ms. Blanca Perez to come up to the front to take a group picture with the City Commission. Yes, before we get to our next item.
here. 1, 2. Get a few pictures.
The next item is work plan updates.
Good evening, Mayor and City Commissioners. My name is Yolanda de la Torre, an Interim Director of the Enterprise Project Management Office, and today I'll be going over the fiscal year 2026 Q2 work plan updates. And I would like to start off by giving a shout out to Ms. Saraí Madrigal, who worked put many hours into putting this presentation together, but also works with departments on a month-to-month basis to ensure that we're getting updates in a timely manner on our ClearGov platform. And now going into the presentation. So for the year of fiscal year 2026, we have a total of 425 work plan elements, which as of March 31st, 12.5% of those elements have been completed. Another 62.4 remain in progress. 19.3 categorized as not started, which might just be due to scheduling of departments. 5.2 as multi-year or in progress, and less than 1% have been moved to the next fiscal year. Now, I'll be going over each of the 6 strategic vision pillars and the highlights for these first 2 quarters. So starting off with the delivery of the 2026 State of the City Address by Mayor Cowan, highlighting the growth and future investments coming to the city of Brownsville, the launch of the Nightlife Ambassador position, helping to create a safe, vibrant, and well-managed nighttime environment for residents, visitors, and local businesses. The awarding of the Government Finance Officers Association Distinguished Budget Presentation presented for fiscal year 2026 to the city of Brownsville. The Brownsville's Public Library System has also been awarded for the prestigious Achievement of Library Excellence Award by the Texas Municipal Library Directors Association, which is affiliated to TML for the year of 2025. The adoption of the Strategic and Visioning Plan for 2026, and the adopted Parks, Health, and Recreations Master Plan. Under our economic development pillar, we have the Amazon Delivery Station opening in Brownsville, the official opening of the Flight Academy of South Texas, the opening of the largest Barnes & Nobles in the Rio Grande Valley, the construction start of the Embassy Suites by Hilton, the Brownsville Airport expansion into international access via Aerus and Viva Aerobus, the announcement of the year-round nonstop flights with Breeze Airways from Brownsville to Orlando, which will actually begin next Friday, May 15th. Under our infrastructure pillar. So the construction start of the Coffee Road Phase 1, which is from Ruben Torres Boulevard to Paredes Line Road. Right now, the project stands at about a 10% completion. The continuation of Old Highway 77 at a 33% completion, and of Wild Rose Lane at a 40% completion. The continuing onto Dennett Road and through its procurement phase of finalizing a PO and getting the construction plans reviewed for Old Alice Road. We have also completed a total of 24 alleys, which are about 16,125 linear feet, or about 3 miles of alleys completed mill and overlay, and about 9 mill and overlay streets, equaling to about 8,495 linear feet, or about 1.5 miles, a little bit more. The launch of the curbside recycling program by Redfish with now active routes. The completion of our construction and associated improvements for the cell 5 at the landfill, extending the life of the landfill. the repaired sinkholes at 2 different locations at Calgary and Jose Marti Boulevard, the completion of the signal improvements at I-69 on our frontage and 14th Street, which is funded by the TxDOT Highway Safety Improvement Program, the completion of 7 different mill and overlay streets throughout the city, and the implementation of the comprehensive GIS mapping project that accurately catalogs and digitalizes all parks and recreation amenities. Under our public safety pillar, so we have the public safety complex, which currently stands at a 95% completion of the construction documents for the building component. Now, the actual site has already started its bid phase, and we're currently advertising the utilities and the grading of the site. We're also expecting to receive towards the end of this month the CMAR guaranteed maximum price, and that will be presented to you for approval. The implementation of the new Axon system that's designed to streamline report writing and documentation, saving Brownsville police officers an average of 15 hours per week in administrative tasks. The Brownsville Police Department has also introduced the Impact Team to improve safety in the Midtown Entertainment District. BARC has launched a low-cost rabies vaccine clinic to promote responsible pet ownership and safeguard public health. Co-host disaster preparedness trainings with the Texas Health and Human Services Commission for all senior centers, daycares, and hospitals in the city. And the City of Brownsville Fire Department Training Field Upgrades Project has been signed into law as part of the Consolidated Appropriations Act of 2026. Under our quality of life and vibrancy, so a notice to proceed for Noble Texas on the cannery was issued on March 5th, and the project continues, currently standing at about 28% completion. The Department of Health, Wellness, and Animal Services proudly hosted the inaugural Cilantro Festival, a community celebrated promoting health, wellness, culture, and collaboration. The installation of a new state-of-the-art Musco lighting system funded by $700,000 of the Quality of Life grant from BCIC. B Metro has officially launched the Route 30 Uber Rideshare, a pilot program that replaces the city's fixed bus routes in the southeast area with Uber-powered rides. The replacing of vandalized playground equipment at Oliveda Park with new ADA-compliant apparatus and installation of 2 separate age-appropriate ADA-compliant playground systems at Kabler Park. The pursuing assessment to become Blue Zone in conjunction with Valley Baptist Legacy Foundation. The awarded contracts for 2 splash pads at Kabler Park and Oliveda Park, also funded through BCIC grants. The awarded contract for construction phase of Westwell Trail Amenities Project and Southmost Nature Trail 5 projects. And ribbon cutting was held for the Brownsville to Los Fresnos Connect. And under our planning, zoning, and development pillar, the first comprehensive downtown Renaissance master plan advancing towards adoption. The awarded housing master plan contract. The continuing collaboration with Cameron County on the expansion and investment of the downtown Brownsville through the downtown tax increment reinvestment zone number 3. Announcing the America First Refining Project, which will be the first U.S. Gulf Coast oil refinery in nearly 50 years located at the Port of Brownsville. The 173rd birthday celebration of Brownsville. The inauguration of the El Jardín Hotel with 44 units of affordable housing. The Buena Vida neighborhood redevelopment started construction with about back 6 city blocks that will host 319 units in total, being 150 units for low-income families, 70 units for seniors, and 99 for single mothers with children. The Zamano building, also about 39 deeply affordable units for transitional housing have been developed and are now in service. The Southmost Area Corridor Study, the plan is currently being procured and is in the proposal review phase. The next step would be to analyze and make policy recommendations on land use, traffic volumes, multimodal connectivity, and targeted public realm improvements. Those were all the work plan updates that we have for today. If you have any questions at this time, we can go ahead and take those, and some of our department directors are here to help answer those as well.
Thank you for all that you do.
I just want to say, that the mill and overlay for East Avenue and Milpa Verde has changed many, many lives. So that's a great improvement because that was long overdue. And the drones for BPD, those are awesome too.
Thank you.
I have a quick question on the cannery. You mentioned the project's 28% complete. That's the percent of the
Yes, of the remaining
of the
scope.
new contract with.
With Noble, yes, that's correct.
Okay.
So we're expecting substantial completion of the full project at about September.
Thank you so much.
So, Mayor and Commission, I want to note a few things. First of all, the work plan is made up of items that are new projects or new initiatives. This doesn't include all the regular day-to-day work that all of our wonderful employees do each and every day. And so I really want to recognize that. We've also have a number of items that have been added during the year. So we remain agile, we remain at your service, and we know that priorities change. Things come up in the community that are important, and we are constantly ready to address them. And so we really appreciate your support, both with the budget and helping this organization move forward. And you've noted a number of the things that have happened. And as you know, with our CIP and with our budget and our budget process in place for the 27 budget, there's a lot of more great things to come. So we look forward to serving you. We look forward to completing the work plan for this year. And we look forward to building the work plan for next year. So thank you very much for all you do for us.
There's no further questions. We'll move on to the consent agenda items portion. I do want to make note on item number 1 for the minutes held on April 21st, 2026. It was brought to my attention that under the consent portion, items 1 through 15, the vote was 4-0. I want to make note that it's 5-0 as Commissioner Galansky was absent, but Commissioner Villarreal was absent because he was in visual on the meeting itself. So instead of 4, it's to be reflected 5-0 on that one. So if there's not any other items to be pulled, you can certainly make the motion to approve the consent agenda with the stated correction to reflect 5-0.
So move. All right, we have a motion.
Second.
In the second, any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye. All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries.
Perfect. That concludes the consent. We'll move on to public hearing. Public hearing number 1. It's a public hearing and action on the first reading on ordinance number 2026-1802 to repeal and reinstate Chapter 2, the Administration, Article 4, Boards, Committees, and Commissions, Division 2, to repeal the Nature Resource Conservation Committee, and to codify the Brownsville Beautification Committee.
Good
I'll turn it
evening,
over to Sam.
Mayor.
Yeah.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and City Commissioners. This ordinance is simply to clean up. If you all recall, we recently adopted the resolution that recreated the Brownsville Beautification Committee. This would eliminate an obsolete committee and codify the resolution that y'all adopted recently. Nothing is changing. We're just adding it to the Code of Ordinances so it's readily accessible to the public. It is a public hearing.
Any questions or comments from the commission? All right, this is a public hearing. If there's anyone here that wishes to address the commission on this item, please step forward.
Move to close.
All right, we have a motion to close and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it, public hearing now
Move
closed.
to approve.
We have
Second.
a motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries.
Next item is a public hearing number 2. which is public hearing and action on the first reading on ordinance number 2026-1798, to adopt the regional tire ordinance, establishing the regulations for the storage, handling, transport, and disposal of scrap tires within the city of Brownsville, that the ordinance is intended to protect the public health and the safety and to reduce the environmental risk associated with the improper tire management, including the mosquito-borne vectors, the illegal dumping, fire hazards, and potential contamination of soil and water system. We'll turn it over to staff for comments.
Honorable Mayor, Commissioners, good evening. I need to preface this conversation with, this is something we get a lot of questions about, tires in the community, followed by mosquitoes, followed by illegal dumping. There's not one tool that we can use, but this is probably one of the policy tools. And some of the language that is coming on this ordinance is actually coming through a partnership with the Rio Grande Valley Development Council. They did put a template together. And of course, every community has their process to get an ordinance into action. So I wanted to come across some key points of the ordinance for tonight. Number one, why an effective date of October 1st? It's because we believe we need a message. We need to meet with a regulated entity. And there's some requirements that also we need to build out into our internet and also CEU, 1 hour CEU requirements that's going to be just to highlight. The training materials that we are going to be rolling out will be in Spanish and any other languages as well. And then it's important to understand that these key points are in the best interest for us to understand where these tires are residing in our community and to understand the businesses when they're dealing with tires that end up on the side of the road. What kind of tires are we seeing out in the community? Are they large industrial tires, or are they tires that are even coming out of these regulated entities? Tires currently under this ordinance must be stored also under roof structure to ensure prevention of water accumulation. The why to that is a tire that's not covered will breed mosquitoes. And also outdoor storage must be screened from public view, mostly to prevent rodent and mosquito activity from occurring. The maintenance of logs for adulticide and larvicides for 3 years. Most tire shops may or may not have a plan for themselves, but with this ordinance, we want to work with people so that they know how to do source reduction. And by that I mean is how to treat for mosquitoes so that before a store may not be aware that they could have been a source of mosquitoes. And I'll give an example of that. About 7 years ago when we were dealing with Zika, that first case that occurred was at a local tire shop, and it was because these precautions were not being taken at the time. So not only have we learned a lot, also the laws are now in a position where, in working with the fire code and TCEQ requirements, we also want to prevent the burning of tires and hurt the air quality. There's a few other elements there that scrap tires must be marked with the assigned license number within 1 business day of the receipt of the tire, and the license number must be placed on each tire using a permanent marker system. And currently, there are tools out there that are available to the regulated entity, but part of the reason for having an effective date of October 1st is to be able to bring along the regulated entity and reach out to educate. The other facet to this ordinance is the transporting of scrap tires. Valet transport, this is all really TCEQ, but I wanted to share this to our city commission so that we understood that the ordinance itself is not all encompassing, but there's already some other state laws that are out there that TCEQ maintains a manifest for transportation of tires. So we will not be regulating the transportation of tires. And it really is a quick highlight of our ordinance for this evening.
Does it only apply though to businesses that directly handle like tire repair, or does it also include like used car lots or new car lots, or the ones that fix the cars to take them into Mexico?
That's a great question. If after seeing or getting a complaint, we look at the process flow and it leans towards the qualifications of the ordinance, we certainly will apply the ordinance where it's applicable. It's difficult to answer the question specifically because It could be a business that doesn't normally regulate tires, like a mechanic shop. You know, but it could be that maybe they do have a separate business reselling some of those tires. So to make the statement that all mechanics or certain kind of businesses will be required is something that as we begin the process with the ordinance, if we do need to change the language, but right now it's meant to have a beginning point in us to be able to collect this information and see whether this ordinance does enough to decrease the proliferation of tires out in the community.
Well, no, it's more like, if we're gonna do it, let's do it right. Like,
So I certainly can, you know, part of today under your first and second can be to include that language. And with legal, you know, we certainly are open to that recommendation.
Any other questions or comments from the commission? All right, this is a public hearing. If there's anyone here that wishes to address the commission on this item, please step forward. All right, I'll entertain a motion to close.
Move to close.
Do you have a motion? Do we have a second?
Second.
Motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Public hearing now closed. Thank you.
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries.
The next item is item number 3. Is a public hearing and action on the first reading on ordinance number 235-2026-004 to rezone from the residential single family R1 to the residential transition R3 to allow a multifamily development for a 0.87 acre tract of land of the north 14.50 acres of the south 24.03 acres of block 115 El Jardín subdivision, shares 19 and 27 of the Espiritu Santo Grant, Cameron County, Texas, located at 1005 Robindale Road in Brownsville, Texas, 78521, as shown in Exhibit A located in District 2. I'll turn it over to staff.
Thank you. Good evening, Mr. Mayor, Commissioners. This request is an item that was tabled at our last commission meeting on April the 21st. Initially, the applicant had requested to rezone the property from residential single family R1 to residential transition R3. Since then, we've met with the developer and Councilwoman Macias or Commissioner Macias, excuse me, to rezone the property, or to make a recommendation to rezone the property instead to R2. The current zoning is residential single family R1. The initial proposed use was a multifamily development for up to 6 units. The updated proposed use would be duplexes with possible accessory dwelling units. This property is fronting Robindale Road. So just again, you know, a background, this case was tabled by the Planning and Zoning Commission on March the 5th. We had one neighborhood resident express concern about the change in the neighborhood character. That first request was to rezone to R3. The Planning Department's position or concern was that it could constitute a spot zoning. Anyway, the case was approved by the Planning and Zoning Commission on April the 2nd. When the case was presented on April the 21st, it was tabled by the City Commission. Since then, we've met with the developer and the designer on April the 29th and discussed viable options for the project. The planning staff suggested limiting the zoning change to R2 in order to maintain the residential character of the neighborhood as much as possible. On May 1st, we also met with the district commissioner and the developer and the designer and discussed proposals and alternatives to the development, and also discussed potential concerns. As with all rezoning cases, we did post a notice of public hearing on the property. That was up for the April 2nd meeting. We also sent out notices to 33 property owners within a 200-foot radius of the property and received 0 written opposition to the request. The subject property is surrounded by residential single-family zoning in all directions. The nearest non-single-family zoning is an R3 district, approximately a half mile to the south. And then there's a corridor commercial zoning district, probably about 400 feet to the north. Again, the property is surrounded by single-family uses.
This is an aerial map showing the rooftops, most predominantly single-family detached housing units. And also Robindale Road is a collector street with an 80-foot right-of-way. Through our discussions, the developer has been responsive. They've provided a survey. They've provided a couple alternative designs that were possible in the R3 designation. But since then, we've discussed that, and we'll share that in just a second. The proposals range from 5 to 6 units on each, and those would have been compliant with the R3 zoning designation. The developer also provided a trip generation projection. So this trip generator estimated that there would be 10 or less extra vehicles during peak hours, including the morning and the afternoon hours, and therefore it didn't require a traffic impact analysis. As part of our due diligence, we also spoke with the engineering department, asked about a driveway off Robindale Road, and they had no opposition to that request. So like I said, we did discuss alternatives with the developer. Option 1 would have been to rezone the property to residential suburban R2. And R2 permits 1 duplex structure as the primary structure, as well as an accessory dwelling unit to the rear of the property. The accessory dwelling unit cannot exceed 50% of the primary structure. The second option would be to rezone the property again to residential suburban R2 and subdivide the 2 lots. This would create 2.435 acre parcels and have a shared access for both lots. Each of those lots would allow 1 duplex plus 1 accessory dwelling unit to the rear. Again, those would be limited to 50% of the main structure. So through option 2, this essentially caps that development concern or the density concern that we had initially with the R3 zoning designation. With R2, they would be allowed a duplex on each lot, plus the accessory dwelling unit in the back. So that would be a total of 5 to 6 units, which was the original proposal. However, again, this recommendation to R2 caps that density limit. So if the property was ever sold, that eliminates our concern that somebody would come and build a multi-story apartment complex that would be compliant with the R3's designation. So in short, we did recommend denial from R1 to R3. However, we are recommending a change in zoning from R1 to R2 residential suburban. And the developer is also present if you, if you have any questions.
Questions or comments from the commission? All right, this is a public hearing. If there's anyone here that wishes to address the commission on this item, please step forward. I'll entertain a motion to close public hearing.
Move to close.
All right, we have a motion. Do we have a second? We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Public hearing now closed.
Move to approve at R2.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you.
Next item is the public hearing number 4, which is a public hearing and action on ordinance number 2026-1803. I'm approving a project and financing plan for the downtown tax increment reinvestment zone, TERS number 3, pursuant to chapter 311 of the Texas Tax Code. Turn it over to staff.
Good afternoon, Mayor and Commissioners. We have Travis James on the line to address this topic.
Mayor, Commission, for giving me the opportunity to go over this brief presentation. As a starting point, last week, the Downtown TERS Board approved the plan in front of you, and this morning, the Commissioners Court approved this plan. So this is the final step in the process, is to have you all approve this plan. On the next slide, as you all know, this TERS has a 30-year lifespan. It was created in 2019 and expanded in 2025. The city is contributing 75% of its M&O and INS rate. The county is contributing 75% of the M&O rate. We've created a forecast, and on the next slide, we anticipate the TERS should generate about $70 million between the city and county's contribution. That includes a riverfront development style project being built. On the next slide, This is the TERS balance. All of this funding has been contributed by the city. There's about $437,000 in the account. Starting next year with the 2026 revenue, the county will begin contributing. So this is the amount of money in the TERS account today. On the next slide, these are the buckets for how we think the $70 million could be allocated in the TER zone between infrastructure, economic development grants, reimbursements for public improvements. And with that, I'll answer any questions you all have. But to repeat, last week, the TERS board approved this plan. The Cameron County approved this plan unanimously this morning. This is the final step. If and when you approve this, all of the information will be updated at the comptroller's website.
Any questions or comments from the commission? All right. This is a public hearing. If there's anyone here that wishes to address the commission on this item, please step forward.
Move to close.
Okay, we have a motion to
Second.
close. Do we have a second?
There was a second, Mayor. Was there a
I didn't hear
second?
it.
Yeah,
Sorry, there's a
second.
motion and a second. Any further discussion on this item? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Public hearing now closed.
Move to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries. Thank you, Travis.
The next public hearing is item number 5. It's a public hearing in action to authorize the City of Brownsville's Police Department to apply for the fiscal year 2025 Edward Byrne Memorial Justice Assistance Grant, JAG Program Local Solicitation Application for an amount of $83,183. We'll turn it over to staff for comments.
Good evening, Honorable Mayor and City Commissioners. For the record, I'm Lieutenant Sergio Perez with the Brownsville Police Department, and I've been working at the department for 23 years. I'm currently serving as the Director for the Special Investigations Unit. This item is a public hearing and action to authorize the City of Brownsville Police Department to apply for the FY 2025 Justice Assistance Grant. During the consent agenda items, the Commission approved the interlocal agreement between the City of Brownsville Police Department and Cameron County regarding this grant, commonly known under the acronym JAG. The JAG grant, started in 2005, provides states, government agencies, and local governments with federal funding addressing law enforcement needs. The City of Brownsville has participated in this grant program for the past 20 years. The total grant amount allocated to both jurisdictions is $83,138. We are requesting Commission approval to apply for this grant.
Thank you. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Yeah. The Brownsville Police Department will be using its funding to purchase 22 perimeter breach warning systems to be installed on police vehicles. Cameron County will be using its funding to purchase computer and law enforcement related equipment. This is a public hearing.
Questions or comments from the commission?
I have a quick question, Lieutenant Perez.
Mhm.
Is this a budgeted item or is this a one-time expense?
No, it's a budgeted item.
All right, this is a public hearing. If there's anyone here that wishes to address the commission on this item, please step forward.
Can I make a correction real quick?
Yes, please.
It's a one-time expense because of the JAG grant. Does that answer the question?
Thank you. I'll entertain a motion to close public hearing.
So moved.
We have a motion. Do we have a second?
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Public hearing now
Move
closed.
to approve.
We have a
Second.
motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it. Motion carries.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. That concludes the public hearing. We will move on to the items for the individual consideration. Number 1 is the consideration in action to authorize the approval of a heritage tree removal permit as an alternative to the preservation of the heritage trees under the Unified Development Code, Section 5.1.3.b, the heritage tree, for a proposed fuel station and a convenience store development on the property described as 2.210 acres out of the west 3.02 acres of Block 26, El Jardín subdivision, Share 19 and 27, that's located at 46 at 35 Boca Chica Boulevard, Brownsville, Texas, 78521, as shown in Exhibit A, located in District 2. Turn it over to staff.
Good afternoon again, Mayor and Commissioners. Daniel Leal, Director of Planning and Redevelopment Services with City of Brownsville. We're here today to address a heritage tree removal permit. As I will explain, that's a type of permit that can only be issued by City Commission because those are meant to be special trees. The property location is in 4635 Boca Chica Boulevard, about 2.2 acres of size. It's already shown as corridor commercial, so that allows for the intended use, which is a Stripes convenience store and fuel station. The property fronts Boca Chica Boulevard, but also have access from North Central Avenue. You can see it's located in the northeast corner between Boca Chica Boulevard and North Central Avenue. This is the same aerial view, but with the zoning overlay, so it is zoned for commercial use. The UDC in its section 513 categorizes the trees in the city in two categories. There's actually three. The one omitted is unprotected trees, are any tree whose caliper inch, whose trunk is shorter than or smaller than 12 inches. Then we have protected trees and heritage trees. Protected trees are those who have between 12 and 24 caliper inches. Caliper inch is the technical term for the diameter of the trunk measured at 6 feet from the ground. So that's the standard on how to measure trees. So all the trees that are in the property are measured, all the inches, and you combine all the inches, and then you either save those trees on site, or you mitigate or compensate for those. So the protected trees are those between 12 and 24. Then heritage trees are those which trunk is bigger than 24 inches. And this, again, can only be permitted through the City Commission, as opposed to the protected trees that you see the language there can be approved administratively by the Planning Department. Also, the UDC Section 514 establishes how the different methods of mitigation. So for protected trees, they have to be mitigated on a 1-to-1 ratio. That means you sum all the trees that you're going to cut that belong to this category, and you have to provide the same number of inches in whichever number of trees, as much as they combined amount for the same amount of inches. So that's in a 1-to-1 ratio, as opposed to heritage trees, which are more expensive, so to speak, because the intent of the code is to try to cut as few as possible. Those have to be mitigated in a 3-to-1 ratio, meaning for every inch, you have to provide 3 inches of the new trees, regardless, on top of the fact that they have bigger trunks. So, but for every inch in a big trunk, you have to mitigate 3 times more. The location requirements is that tree mitigation shall occur on the same site, and then if that is not possible, the UDC foresees the possibility of paying a fee in lieu of mitigation. Those funds would go to the tree fund, and those trees with that fund, the Parks Department will plant trees elsewhere in parkland, namely, but that's not the case in this occasion. Here is the existing conditions. The applicant have to provide a survey of the current conditions and how they're going to mitigate. This is highlighting in red all the utilities that will be in conflict with existing or future trees. Here is the preservation, well, the inventory, and the red crosses, the red X's, mean the trees that are going to be cut, both protected trees and heritage trees. As you can see, because it's a convenience store and a fuel station, the circulation driveways are very wide because they have to accommodate cars and fueling trucks. So that explains why there are so many trees incompatible with the development. Here is a blowout of that tree preservation plan. In blue, you can see the trees they are saving, so those will remain in the property as they are. And then in yellow and red, you can see the trees that will be removed. These are one oak, one ebony, there are some, the oak is 27 caliper inches, the ebony is 27, the torchwood is 15 caliper inches, and the olive tree is 13 caliper inches. So that accounts for 82 caliper inches. But as I mentioned, heritage trees have to be compensated 3 times more. So that means that the oak have to be compensated 27 times 3, 81 inches, the ebony 27 times 3, 81 caliper inches, and the others go to a 1-to-1 ratio. That gives us a total of 190 caliper inches to mitigate. Then their plan, this is their restoration plan, so to speak. What new trees are they going to plant? And you can see most of them are in the north part of the property because it's pretty much the only space they can. Smaller trees can be fronting North Central and Boca Chica, but only in the areas that are not conflict with existing utilities. So here's the calculation. They will be providing 22 cut claw acacias at 3 inches in. These are new trees. That's 66 caliper inches. 23 Texas persimmons at 3 inches each. That's 69 caliper inches. 7 southern live oaks at 3 inches each. That's 21 caliper inches. And 12 cedar elms at 3 inches each. 36 caliper inches. So that gives us a total of 192, which exceeds the requirement of 190 that I just mentioned. Therefore, based on staff recommendation and review of the submitted exhibits and all sections applicable in the UDC listed in the slide, staff finds that the developer's proposed on-site tree mitigation beyond the minimum landscaping requirements of the code exceeds the minimum mitigation standards established in the landscape section of the Unified Development Code for the removal of the protected and heritage trees, and therefore is recommended approval. We also have the developer and their technical consultants online to answer any question. Do you have any question for either staff or the developer?
I have questions for staff. 60, it's about 60 trees that you're gonna put there. Wouldn't they go a lot better somewhere else? I mean, if.
Sorry, I cannot hear you.
It's like 60 trees that you're gonna be putting back on a property on a corner. Wouldn't they be a lot better if we were to take them to a trail, to a park, anywhere else? Is that something that the developer is willing to do? I mean, I just think it's too many trees on a corner.
Yes, I'm Alex Aguilar. I'm the Engineering and Public Works Manager. Some of the trees that are in that location are too big for us to be transplanting with our tree spade. That's why we can't mitigate them into our.
So Alex, I may have misspoke. What I mean is, all these new trees that are gonna be planted there, wouldn't they do a lot more for us along in a park, in a trail, or anywhere else? So my question is, did we give the developer the option to not have 70 trees on his property? Or are they okay with that? Or
In the past, yes, we are more than flexible in doing that. The item that is here for today are 2 heritage trees that need to be removed, and that's what you guys are going to be voting upon. We do give them the option if they do not want to have so many trees in their property, they donate it to the city. And since they're 3 inches in caliper, the ones they donate, we can easily move them into our trails. We've done that before, yes.
Yeah, no, that was just a question. I mean, I have, yes. Thank you.
But then what would you do with the heritage trees? Do they get moved or they just get killed?
Those 2 that are in question today, they will be taken down. They're too big to be moved by us. Our tree spade only goes so far, and those are already mature trees. They're about 50 years old if you go by calipers. So it's very hard for us to move them. It'll damage the tree more the way we do it. Now, there are other companies out there that do it that they will move trees, but the price is just too steep. But yes, those 2 trees are too big.
And what would be the average lifespan for a tree like that, of that type?
The oaks can live up to 200, 300 years old. I mean, right now, that tree in question is 27 inches in caliber, so it gives it about 50 to 75 years that it's been there. Also with the ebony. The ebony is one of the slowest growing trees, so it takes a while for them to grow. Now, the mitigation that they're doing, I think they're gonna give us 27 trees, same item, same species for the oaks and same species for the ebonies. So they're gonna meet the criteria that the UDC is supposed to give us, right? So,
How old do you think the olive tree is? This is just,
I'm sorry?
The olive tree, how old would that be? Because
The olive trees, they grow about
Ever.
a little bit more than the ebony, so you would calculate it about maybe 30 to 45 years. Yes.
I have an olive tree, but it doesn't grow.
Any other questions or comments? Action item, so.
I move to approve.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second to approve. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay.
Nay.
Two are the two nays, three nays. So 4-3.
I don't know who voted nay. I think it was two.
Yes,
Okay.
it was Commissioner Galante.
I'll do a roll
Commissioner
call for the
Sure.
record.
I'll start nay.
Okay, Commissioner
Aye.
Cardenas? Aye. Would you take it?
Nay?
Aye.
Mayor?
Aye.
Rivera?
Aye.
Nay.
5-2.
District 1
5-2.
loses out, or sorry, it was on yours, but
5-2. So it passes 5-2. That concludes that portion. We'll move on to the board appointments, which is the consideration and action on resolution number 2026-069 to appoint or reappoint members to the Animal Regulation and Care Advisory Committee. This appointment is for Commissioner De Leon. Laura
Garcia.
Garcia.
Second?
Sorry about that.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries.
Thank you. Mayor, may we move into executive session?
Yes, please.
So move.
All right, we have a motion.
Second.
and a second. All those in favor, please say aye.
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 Ayes have it. Thank you.
The city commission will enter into executive session for the following items, which is item number 1. Is a closed session pursuant to the Texas Government Code Section 551.071 related to project information technology. Number 2 is the closed session pursuant to the Texas Government Code Section 551.071 and .87 related to Project Field of Dreams. Item 3 is the closed session pursuant to the Texas Government Code Section 551.071 related to the agreement with Moreau. And number 4 is closed session pursuant to the Texas Government Code 551.071 and .087 in regards to the downtown TERS. The time is 6:28. Mayor, may we reconvene into open session?
Yes, please.
The time is 7:42 PM. We are back into open session. Are there any possible action related to the executive session? Which is the resolution number 2026-071 for your consideration.
I'll move to approve resolution number 2026-071 as amended.
Second.
All right, we have a motion and a second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say nay. Ayes have it, motion carries.
Next, adjournment.
Move to adjourn.
All right, we have a
Second.
motion and a second to adjourn. All those in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
Ayes have it. Meeting adjourned, everyone.
We are adjourned at 7:43 PM. Have a good night.